Oh, yeah, Brenda, sorry. Wow.
Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Today is the 19th, 18th,
16th, I
6th.
think.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Today is the 17th.
Okay, 17th.
Today's the 17th of December, 2020. Um, I've been absentee for 2 days, but that's just because I don't feel good. Technically 1.5 days because I'm here today. My legs are killing me. I'm freezing. I cannot get warm for the life of me. But I'm here. I need to quilt. I loaded the frame and we're working on the random clothing quilt. I am quilting quilt number 2.
I think
And
they
that's it.
noticed
Yeah.
that.
So if you're new, subscribe down that way, like, share, comment, whatever on my videos. And that's it. So hi, Brenda. Hi, Jim. Um, I didn't give much of a warning today. Hi, Linda. Hi, Mary. I'm cold and I made it for like 6:45 my time, but I was like, I'm not going to stand out here and wait for this thing to whatever because it's like seriously cold. For me, it's cold for me. You guys probably have freezing weather, but for me, I'm freezing at 55 in the garage. So,
Mary asked if you
hi,
missed
Linda.
yesterday.
And yes, Mary, I missed yesterday because I stayed in bed all day long, the whole day, because my legs are killing me. I am pretty sure I am in an MS episode, but I just need to work through it because, like I said, my goal was to have these 2 quilts, technically 3, because of the surprise quilt that's going with it all, just the extra stuff, before Christmas. So, and that's like totally coming up soon, and I don't like want to bother anyone during Christmas. Say, oh, yay, I finished it on Christmas. Here, come get it, you know? I
It'd
don't
be a
want to
good
do
Christmas present.
that.
Christmas Day, there you go.
But, well, not when people are with their
I know,
families.
I was teasing.
Anyway, so I'm going to meander this whole entire thing. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Remember, this one is the one where the numbers are another row down on it, and everything's on opposite sides. We wanted them to be opposite of each other and different in many ways so
Hi,
that
everyone.
everybody
They said
knows.
hi to me.
Oh yeah, and Scott's in here too. He's gonna read comments. He had to get himself a sweater on and a
A
beanie
jacket.
on
I had
because
the
he's
beanie on
cold
all
too.
day.
It's cold in
Yeah.
here. So, let's see, where were we? Yeah, I gotta scroll back up. Hi Rachel. Hi Heather. Hi Vicky. Hi Diane. Oh, you have the flu? That sucks. Hi Mario. Um, hi Suburban. Hi Teresa. I hit the wrong button again. Hi Kim. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera, I'm going to back away and turn the camera around. Hi, Judy, and so that you guys can see number 2. It's already shoved down in there because I like to kick it out of my walk. I don't want to walk on it while I'm quilting, so I shove it up under the frame. I float all my tops for those that are curious. So this is quilt number 2. I just float them, and that means
Hi,
in
Cam and
in the
everyone.
long arm world, for those that don't know, floating a top just means hanging it down off of the frame instead of attaching it to another bar. There is another bar that goes to this frame, and it sits like right here in front, um, where you can't see right here in front. It sits right here, and then the quilt top would roll up on that. But for some strange reason, and I know a lot of long arm quilters agree,
Hi, Vicky.
you load a top on the bar and it'll shift
Hi,
and
everyone.
go crooked and get funky. So I'd rather just not and just pretend I did. Everything stays pretty darn nice when I float, and floating allows me the chance to adjust if I have to, or iron things as I'm going down if need be, and so on and so forth. So it makes it a little bit easier to float the top. So um yeah. So if you're new to my channel, I am long arm quilting in my garage on a King Quilter 2 Elite Special Edition. It is an 18-inch machine on a 12-foot frame for those that are new and don't know. And um, yeah, I'm freezing. So I'm gonna move the camera around so that I can put you guys on the long arm mount that is lasting. Hopefully it lasts a really long time and not breaks again. Yeah, the 9 looks horrible. I don't know. I did the in loving memory on this one. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see. This one also had in loving memory, but the 9 stitched out wrong for the 1943. So, and I'm not going to go back and fix it now. It's, you could tell it's a 9. So it's just a funky 9. We're going to come over here and I'm going to load you guys up in the holder. I'm going to back that away.
I was watching Amanda Murphy today. She says, gosh, she's good with rulers and thinks outside the box.
That's good. That's wonderful. All right, so here we are. You guys are, oops, gonna wiggle for 2 seconds while I adjust this where it stays nicely. Okay, and now I need to put my anti-vibration sound thing under here. There we go. Look at that.
Teresa's dog is super sick.
Aw,
She took her to the
that
vet. She has an
sucks.
infection.
That's
She's
horrible.
on meds.
Gets better. All right, so I'm just going to all over continuously meander on this one. Last one I did loop-de-loops or lassos or whatever you want to call it, circles, blah, blah, blah. This one I am going to meander, but I'm not going to make it a tight. It's going to be a very loose one, and I personally struggle with meandering bigger meander. The smaller it is, the easier I have of a time. So I'm going to be going in that middle section of not small and not big and hope that I can do it without ending up at the bottom of the quilt with really tight stitching, because I have a bad habit of doing that.
Mario says he loves your backing fabric.
Oh yeah, and then this has a, if you guys can't see, but it's like a grayish blue, like a greeny foam, seafoam greeny bluish color. It's weird. It's a weird color.
Yes, we just went and got it today.
So it's definitely, it works. That's all that matters. And it was big enough. It's a king size. So I use sheets. That's what I'm using is sheets, if anybody was curious. And I like loading sheets on the long arm. So it makes it easier because I have nice, straight, crisp lines to work with. I don't have to worry about trimming or piecing, and I have a solid back with no seam in it. It works amazing. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I can do this without making it too small. So I just kind of make my way around. And now remember, I'm going to be hitting thick seams in the process. So I just wiggle myself around. No sharp points, just slowly wiggling. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this whole quilt in one video. All this is hand guided. For those that are new, I do not have a computer on my long arm. I just make it as organic as possible. Like a puzzle.
Oh, Becca's on. She said hi.
Hi, Becca.
Kim says the meander looks nice on there.
Hello, everybody that's joining. You can tell when I get to thick areas because you can hear it in the sound of the machine.
Julie says hi from Canada.
Hello. That I just struggled through a seam.
Mario says, I bet this man never would have said that his t-shirts were that beautiful.
Right?
I would never think any of my shirts are that nice. You know it.
Yeah.
Gwen and Bonnie will say hi.
Hello, Gwen and Bonnie. Scott's the reading of the comments because I really cannot pay attention to them when I'm doing this. And it's actually a lot easier because he reads them and it keeps me from stopping a bazillion times to read.
Hi, Diane. Get better.
Hi, Diane.
Not feeling good. Maggie says hi.
Hello, Maggie. If you're wondering why one hand is down, for those that don't know nothing about long arming, I quilt one-handed. I also use one hand to adjust the fabric as I'm quilting. It makes it so much easier. And I know I look like I'm getting dangerously close, and I did nick my finger the last time I did a quilt, but I tend to do that towards the end when I'm basting the bottom. I kept watching videos after videos, and I was doing the mid-arm thing, and I was like, I gotta get to a bigger machine. If you guys are seeing this, I'm kind of like creating shapes in a way as I go around here. Just random, completely random shapes as I move around.
Says I would love it, but don't have the room in the garage.
Aw, Becca.
She says I can buy yours.
Can I buy yours for $9?
Yeah, can I buy yours?
You can come rent it for the whole day for that price, Becca. Just come visit.
Come visit. You can play with it all day, yeah.
I bet you the weather is nicer here than where you are.
Yeah, we think it's quite cold here, but I'm sure it's way nicer here than it is there. Thank you very much, Becca. You're too kind to us.
You add another 9 to it, and then that's the price of the machine.
Oh, so it's only $99?
I mean, another... Wait, what is she put? 2 more 9s.
Yeah, 2 more 9s.
2 more 9s. And there's the price of one of these machines. If you want a computerized system, well, you got to add another one to that.
Becca says road trip.
Right? You know, I had a friend, and I think he still lives in Pennsylvania now, but I have a friend that lives in Pennsylvania, and which isn't too much further from you. And it takes him, when he drives out here, he drives non-stop. And he stops to sleep in the evening time, but drives throughout the day totally. And he makes it here in 4 days.
We drove here from Pennsylvania. It took us a week, but we stopped and looked at sites along the way.
All right, so I'm coming to the end of row 1. That's it. That's row 1 done. See how quick that goes? Now I could I was just kind of like going slow for the camera. I think I just pulled the...
Now they're talking about snow.
All right. So let me slowly...
Becca had snow and Bonnie had snow in Vermont.
A lot of you are getting snow from what you've been telling me. All right, so there's a meander. I keep freezing. Maybe it's just too cold for everything out here. Maybe it's just too cold for everything out here in the garage. So it's a very clean meander, surprisingly, for me.
Becca says, I can't wait to get my tip quilt. It's supposed to be there tomorrow, I believe, Becca.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to advance the quilt.
What do you want me to do? Just hang on to these straps?
Right about there.
Yeah. Kim says that looks really nice, Tiff. Becca says, really? Yay. It should be there tomorrow. It better be.
It better be, yeah.
Well,
we haven't even been getting our mail till like
the
super
post
late.
office is very, very backed up this year.
But it went in a priority box, so it should be, because priority boxes usually get there on time.
With everything going on, I was talking to our mailman the other day. With everything going on, they've been doing their normal Christmas packaging throughout this whole epidemic because of everything going on. People are buying online. So now that Christmas has come, they had to hire 4 more people
I just
for
used
just our
this,
town.
my thingamabobber real quick, and I kind of use it as it straightens the quilt at the same time as it gets all my loose threads. But it straightens it at the same time. It's kind of actually cool how it works doing that.
Well, Bonnie, you need someone to shovel all that snow for you. When I was a kid, that's what my job was. My mom and dad had me. I was their shoveler.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and baste my sides. Good. Baste. My basting was at 1 inch. And just because I have an 18-inch machine does not mean I have 18 inches of quilting space, for those that are curious. I try to say that often for people who want to get a long arm, because like Jim said last time, it's false advertising, man. They say it's 18 inches, but you get a good 14-inch block for sure. 15-inch, you're really cutting it close, and 16 inches is pretty much what you get when you first load the frame with something. So that must be a basting stitch that's stuck right there.
No, it's like a lot of things. It's not exactly what you think.
Yeah. Yep.
Jim says he's been waiting for a package for almost 2 weeks. He could have drove there in 13 hours. Yep,
Yeah,
we've been there before, Jim. We've had plenty of packages stuck in California for ever and a day, and it's like we could have just drove there and back in no time at all.
So I come back up to here. I put my needle down, trim away my excess thread, which really shouldn't need to if you don't want to, but I do anyway. And
Urban
now
says I'd love a long arm, but no space. Yes, that was our big issue. That's why ours had to go in the garage. And they are very, very picky for those of you thinking about getting one. They do not like cold and they do not like heat. They want to be at a very certain temperature, just like food in a fridge or something. They don't want to be hot. They don't want to be cold. They want to be at a normal.
Ooh, look at this. I'm going to have to make a line that goes right here when I get to it.
I see. We can do that.
I have a hole in my quilt.
You can fix it.
Must have happened without me knowing.
Mary says I'd love a long arm, no money. Yes.
They have financing. That's the one thing that got us on it, is because they are financeable if you have good credit.
Tiff and I argued about that forever and a day before she got hers. Yes. They aren't cheap.
And they say, oh, you can have what you paid into it, paid if you're long arming for money, paid off within the first, whatever, 7 years. Yeah, I don't get enough jobs to do that. If I would have bought a computerized system, I would. notice I'm going around Sharky?
I'll answer that one for her, Mary. No.
What?
No.
Come on, come
Mary
on.
wants to know if you ever think you're going to get a computer for your machine.
I want to, but he says no because it's too much.
Price.
And see, here's another one. I'm gonna have a funky little
Whenever
right
she talks
there.
about stuff like that, I just point her to the car and I say, yes, sir, sell the car. There you go. You want a car or do you want more quilting?
So some of these seams, just remember, if you're making a quilt out of lots of interfacing, just remember, a lot of these seams are extremely hard to go through on a long arm and on a domestic.
Heather said when I had my quilt frame, I had to use my sewing machine and it was only a 12-inch space.
That's what mine was. It's a Juki.
So Griffin says that's easy. There's always Uber.
Not here. It's not. There's only like probably 5 people that do it.
She was just making a joke.
I know.
For you to get your computer. Honestly though, the computer doesn't do as cool a job. This is her doing it herself, making up her own designs, her own patterns, and I think it's more personal. I think it looks cool. No offense to anyone that does it computer-wise, but to me, this way is just, I don't know, it's more of a personal touch to it. I mean, it's still done with the machine, but she's running the machine and making the pattern. And I love her patterns and designs. Terry says hello.
Hello.
Heather says to trade this one in and get a new one and it would help your hands recover. It'd be worth the money to get the computer one.
Yeah, well, it would stop me from as much free motion quilting as I do though, and I like free motion quilting. As you can tell. So, for those that are curious how I do this so quickly, I watch in front of me. I don't watch the needle. I watch, so if I'm right here, I'm watching right here. If I'm right here, I'm watching there. You know what I mean? I'm always watching in front of me, and then when I go back the other way, I'm just watching for other stitch lines so that I don't come so close to them. So, like, I'm going up, so I'm watching in front of me. One thing about this, you got to move your eyes around and pay attention.
Teresa says this way, no two quilts look the same. That's the reason I like free motion. Mary says it's awesome that you're awesome with your quilting. The only thing is the computer is it would you put it on and you forget it practically, so you wouldn't have to stay in the garage so long.
Yeah, unless I had bobbin changes and all that other stuff.
Says I love the free motion quilts I went to learn it. I had a stitch regulator for my sewing machine. Leona says if I ever hit the lottery, I'll buy you the computer one. Your hands have got to be killing her.
Yeah.
I think cutting the fabric hurts her hands the most, honestly.
Yeah.
But she won't let me help her with that. I can only iron. But that's alright, I don't mind the iron.
This hurts because I'm using my wrist a lot to move the machine around. Even though the machine is lightweight when you're moving it around, it literally moves with a pinky finger, but not on this quilt. Not on any of these. Oh, and also I'm using an 8-ounce loft batting. Oh shit, I hate when that happens.
It's okay. We'll fix it.
I'm out of bobbin and it ran out at the polyester where the windbreaker is. So I'm gonna leave that sticking out for a second. I'm gonna reach under, grab a bobbin and change it real quick. So this will be bobbin number 2.
Holy cow, Suburban has a dog that's 18 years old.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously, a dog lasting that long?
Well, yeah, she said she's going to have to say goodbye to him soon.
That's old. That's really old for an animal, a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, that's
Especially
what
dog.
they're saying. That's what Mary says. Wow, 18. That's old for a dog. Yeah,
All right, so single stitch
You got
this
a lot of time
again.
with that one.
The same as I did the last quilt. That way, because these holes, I don't even know if you guys can see these holes. Oh, come on. These holes right here are not gonna. I'm gonna try to go right back in the same exact holes.
What's this?
So I'm gonna tie myself off,
Oh, no, it's not.
and I'm gonna take one stitch at a time in each one of these holes that it went through, because unfortunately I can't never get on that same spot ever again, kind of
Oh,
thing.
that's the hard part about the windbreaker, huh? It has the line in it already.
So I'm taking individual stitches through it.
Do you want me to do that?
Nope. All right, so there we go. I'm back through the windbreaker, so that way it's, you know, not absolutely horrible. And row 2 done.
43 in the next row?
Probably not.
Oh, because I figured you'd like to get the whole thing. What, did you want to just do this top part real quick? No.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go around it like I did last time.
Okay. Well, I just figured you want to do the whole thing shot. Hey, let me help you with the flips, Goofy.
All right, I'm just advancing the quilt about right here. All right, and put my ends, my side clamps back on, and then I'm gonna flatten it out real quick.
I don't know exactly where you want it. Is that good?
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
God, you glad let me help you do something.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and baste this side. I'm just gonna change the basting real quick. Need to sit a little bit flatter.
Almost the whole 43's on there.
It won't get quilted. Not the
I
whole
know.
thing.
Well, I meant for you to go around. You're going to go in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Around the 3 and in between the 3 and the 4, and then around the 3 there.
You guys can hear when that foot goes over those seams. It really catches on a lot of them because they're so thick.
Goodness, Kim had a terrier mix that lived 19 years.
What?
Holy cow.
Never heard of that before.
I've never heard of dogs going that long. You guys are, wow. Hi, Luann. Luann says hi.
Hello.
Y'all are lucky, goodness.
Put my needle down, set my threads, give Scotty my thread pile so I can go
I'm
to the
good at
trash.
that. I'm good at that. I can do that.
Change back
The
to
only thing she'll let
precision
me help
mode.
her with out here.
Precision mode just means that when I stop, the machine stops as I'm moving around and I'm stitching 10 stitches per inch. If I was to put it on idle mode, which is an like idling, that means the needle will still go up and down as I'm stopped. at a certain percentage, however percentage you set it at.
Patty says hi, and her poodle will be 17 in March. Wow, crazy you guys are having these dogs for so long. Wow, that's lucky. Teresa had a border collie that was 17. What does that Gunning Clark fly for, this dog thing? What's that called?
I don't know. He gets dogs from around the tri-state area for homes. They're like, they go into foster care, like doggy foster care to approved families.
Vicky had one that went to 20. Holy cow. We have a friend who flies dogs that are adopted and rescue dogs, and he flies them to people here. He has his own airplane here in town, and he flies them for free. Here, there, and all over. I guess through the western U.S. I don't know how far he goes. When we first heard this, my wife and I were quite curious, but he said the dogs fly very well. He has a small plane, and man, they sit in the back and they fly good.
Because I couldn't see it. It was blended in. So I don't know if you guys can see right here in the screen. Right here, I came up and I landed on previous quilting. See that?
That's okay.
Because I couldn't see it because of the way how thick the fabric is and my angle.
It looks like your design's supposed to be like it.
Well, obviously, it looks like it's supposed to be, but...
Terry says, love your plaid variety.
You hear beeping, that's my machine telling me I'm going faster than the stitch regulator.
Yes, her machine beeps at her a lot because she's feeding in Dallas over there.
I've come quite used to stuff like this, is why. Once you do it so much, it comes natural, I guess.
Hey, Mass, how much is a spoon foot for your machine?
The kit that I want, the 3-piece set, is $100. It's $99.99.
Pretty good. 3 feet though?
Yes, 3 feet.
Oh, well, that's not bad because isn't one alone like $50?
Yep.
We'll look at that in the future.
Yeah, for those that are curious, Kim just asked the question. I'm supposed to be using a spoon foot for this kind of fabric and the thickness, but I don't own one. I didn't buy extra feet except for this Surefoot for ruler work because I don't do too many of these and stuff with this much, but spoon feet can be used for applique and so on and so forth.
so it has more uses than just that.
Oh yeah, it has more uses than just using it for t-shirt quilts. Use it for going around applique and all sorts of stuff like that.
Stands out. Did a good job around him.
Coming to the end of row 3. I'm telling you guys, this goes so fast. I'm faster than a computer would be, I think, on this.
Plus, I think you actually left it.
I know of that. Some people have asked me why I don't use manual mode, and I can tell you it's because I quilt so fast, I can't get that correct. Manual mode is when the needle consistently goes up and down, not when you stop and start, kind of thing. I see Mr. Penguin sticking out.
Yeah, before you move, they might want to
Manual mode means the machine consistently runs at a specific percentage, and I stitch so fast I can't get my percentage per stitch fast for my stitches to be either close enough or too far apart. You know what I mean? I can't get them to be the speed I want them to be. So, all right, advancing again. Right there. All right, we're gonna clamp my ends. So yeah, I've been asked that before because I'm always stitching at 10 stitches per inch, which I think is the cleanest and easiest to pick out when it comes to stitching.
Oh, Judy says hi.
Hello. Welcome everybody who's coming in. I'm off the floor now, so that means I'm quilting pretty darn quick.
Hi, Judy.
All right, let's baste this side now. I gotta adjust just a little bit. Most of that I'll adjust with my hand. All right, back to baste. All right, straight down.
Bonnie's back. She had to go out and brave the cold. She's back.
That's fine. I'm still here.
I'm still here. She's about halfway done. She's getting that 43 through, and after that, yep, she'll be getting down there. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll do all that. You just go to this end and start. I'll do all that for you. That's my job.
His job is taking the thread to the trash because usually I just throw it on the floor and then I have to spend time to clean it up later off the floor. That's because I'm lazy about it. I know a lot of long arm quilters like take their threads and they just like put it over their shirt or something or on their aprons when they're long arm quilting. I don't do that.
I'm a clean freak. I'd be walking to the trash every 2 seconds. It'd take me all night to do what takes you an hour.
Okay. All right, here we go. Pass number, what, 4 now? Yep. Pass number 4.
I think so. I wasn't counting.
Oops. It would be nice if it was in precision mode and not in baste still. course, I'm attempting to avoid as many seams as possible. Because they're so thick to go through. My nails need to be done again. It was pretty. My hands are scarred a lot. Mermaid. It's called Mermaid. So what I'm going to do here, just so that I don't have to go back again later, I'm going to fill this in.
Mary's sisters are short and stubby with 2 broken fingers.
I'm going to stop right here in the seam, that way it's hidden. Just for a second. I'm going to break my thread, that way I don't have to advance and do this later. And I'm going to come into this 4 real quick.
Oh, you're going to do it there? That's cool. I didn't know you were going to do
I
that.
need to hold it down just a little bit like I did on the other one. I'm just going to wavily put like a teardrop.
Looks good.
Tie my thread back off. It does not like to go over this vinyl for the life of it because it's not a Teflon foot, so I'm gonna snip that right at the edge.
I'll take it off.
All right, and we're gonna come back down to where I left off and pull my thread back up.
You want a quick drink of water here? I brought you your water.
Oh
You
yes,
get started?
please. Can you? Let me at least. Okay. I need to take a drink of water real quick. I hope you guys are all, I just put it on the lip of the frame, enjoying the quickness of long arm quilting by me. I'm pretty sure it will be.
I'm sure those 2 women will love it.
Come on, come on.
I wonder if she's going to bring the second road one or sister. When they come pick them up. I'd like to see what sister thinks. Sister even knows they're being made. You know it?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
I would love to see her react.
Bobbin, I can hear it.
As long as you know that you keep off the windbreaker, whatever.
It's gonna come. I don't even see any windbreaker fabric along this trail here.
You're doing pretty good. There's so much in this one. Down here.
I like to look back when I do this at the quilts and look for as many different things as you can see. Like some of them look like paw prints, some of them look like dogs or gloves or just neat things that you find looking at this kind of quilting. Stop that real quick and pull that thread. I try to pull all these loose threads as and there I go, running over. I can't see on this blue. That's my problem. See where my last line was. I can see everywhere but that blue. Please do this whole entire row before running out of thread. Come on, you can do it. Just like that. All right, so I made it through this whole entire thing without running out of the bobbin, but it's going to run out in the first part of the next pass. All right.
Doing good. You're
along. I'm more than halfway done now. I'm at the halfway point exactly. Right here, right there.
You're more than halfway done. You're close to the bottom.
No, I'm talking about the quilt is halfway.
Oh.
It's at the halfway point. This was the halfway point right here. Okay. Clips. I'm pretty sure I can do this all in one video. I do it all the time.
Yeah. I got this. You just straighten your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Is anybody working on anything tonight?
Oh, Joyce says hi. Hi, Joyce.
Hello. Anybody working on anything? Am I the only one crazy enough to be working right now?
Well, Jim says he mailed off 3 quilts to his grandkids, plus a repair for her daughter's quilt she got from her grandma. So Jim's been working lately.
Oh, that's great, though.
And Mario wants to know if you will bind it tonight, and Suburban asks, what are you using for the binding?
I'm going to use the backing for the binding. That's what I did on the last one.
Okay.
Oops.
That sounds good to me. I don't know if she knows yet if she's going to bind it tonight. Maybe we'll find out when she
I
gets
won't
done.
bind it tonight. My legs are killing me. The cold is making me feel so much worse than I am.
Colleen says she's watching in awe of your long arming.
Why, thank you. I'm watching in awe of what I'm doing too, because you guys can't see my legs shivering. Let me tell you.
Judy just finished some face masks. Heather's working on stockings. She's in the home stretch.
That's fun.
Colleen says her eyes are crossing watching your long arming.
One of these days, one of these years, I want to make Christmas stockings.
Nita made some crafty granny dolls for gifts. That sounds interesting, Nita. Luann's working on a memory quilt for her son-in-law and his mom. Look at that. Got the memory quilts going. Mary's got her crochet temperature scarf caught up tonight. Kim's not doing anything tonight, but she will tomorrow. My designs from the Canvas Workspace, my scan and cut machine. Bonnie's working on a granddaughter's quilt. She's got one more row. Good job, Bonnie. Suburban's taking apart her sewing room. Thanks to all this going on, her husband's working from home permanently and really needs a real office. Yeah, I think you were telling us that before. Suburban, yeah, her sewing room turned into the office. Maria's hoping to finish a double puff golf bed before the 24th. That sounds interesting.
Like the puff quilts I made. Oop, and there goes the bobbin. I told you it was right.
My mom moved yesterday, Suburban, so I feel your pain on moving all the stuff around. But
yeah, his mom moved, so now they don't live 7 houses up the street anymore.
Yeah. No, they live, I don't know, 2-3 miles away.
And
Deborah
a confusing neighborhood that I wouldn't even know how to get there.
Deborah was working on a grandma's flower garden, a new top she started. 14 flowers with 70 to go. Machine piecing my streams.
His mom moved into a house that has the perfect room for me.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I know it does.
It has this big, huge, like 40-foot by, I don't know, 30-foot, humongous indoor, like the perfect quilting room.
Heather says you need some thermatical underwear.
Oh yeah, I have thermal pants.
To stay warm. They're great to keep.
They're not
warm.
on right now, but
she does have some. She's just not wearing.
I'm wearing
working on a baseball quilt. Nancy says hi. Hi, Nancy.
Hi. Sorry, I gotta snip away all this excess.
Jim was working on a scrap quilt and a 6'8" for his 6'8" son wants one, and I need to make it long. Yeah, that's a big old boy. Oh, and Mario says yes. I saw your pup video today. You did a video on a pup quilt.
Yeah, well, the one that I made for the client that turned out not wanting it, so I sold it to Justin.
Yep, I remember. Hoping to start putting the Majestic Mountains block together. Definitely going to make fudge. Definitely going to make fudge.
I want to make brownie. Scott bought me brownie mix. I just got to make it.
Yep, I bought her like 3 boxes of brownie mix. Suburban says I had no idea there was so much fabric in there until I started looking at it. It's amazing how much you can pack in there, huh?
Can you imagine what my room would look like if I brought the rest of the stuff from the garage in?
Yeah. It'd be a lot.
I wouldn't have no more space. I have a new shelf here in the garage too for my room. And I can't do nothing about it because...
Heather says I'm going to start wrapping gifts after you're finished. I love to have someone
You know what? I
to
just
talk
forgot
to,
where that block was that was
even if
open.
I have to type it out.
Do you remember where it was? Maybe it was between black and red. I'm gonna have to look back when I go through the quilt when I'm done, because
yes,
I want to fix that.
It's on this side. I remember. Sorry, I forgot about it. Teresa's making dinner. Don't forget her doggy.
Did anybody catch Karen Brown's live stream earlier making ornaments on YouTube?
You watch how to make ornaments, though?
Well, fabric ornaments.
Oh, fabric ornaments. Okay.
Fabric ornaments.
Vicky saw it. She says, yep. Mario says, man, I love all those square fabrics. They're pretty cool, huh? Nita watched it. She said, yes, I did. Teresa caught the last 10 minutes, and Mary says, who's Karen Brown?
Just Get It Done Quilts.
Just Get It Done Quilts.
She's one of the ones that has 100,000 plus subscribers.
Nancy said I did, it looks fun. Nina says it was a fabric origami. That sounds interesting. Heather said no, it was not on my reminder list.
Yeah, I caught it while I was loading the frame. So
Jim was watching the replay when you came on.
I was pretty much just listening to it. I kind of watched some of it. I gotta get this little area before I can't see where my stitching is. Curious, the thread color I'm using is Cool Gray, as in COOL.
Yep.
It's a glide thread. It's polyester, 40 weight. My machine loves using this stuff. I rarely ever have to play with my tension unless I'm doing two colors of thread, because then I have to pay attention and have good tension. Pay attention for the tension. What?
Your thread.
It's polyester.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 40 weight polyester. Polyester. She was selling like serger thread though.
Oh, I wanted to show.
Although
that to you,
one
but I
of
forgot
them
about it.
was the variegated thread, and it was no, two of them were variegated thread in that.
Oh, so you did see it? I wanted to point that out to you in case you wanted to buy something.
Yeah, it's not what I use the piece with though, and I won't use serger thread on here because this likes the glide. So. Hello. I gotta quilt some of this wrinkles out. There we go. You guys can see, I really zoom through this stuff.
Teresa says you keep beeping.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she means beeping.
Yep, I'm beeping. My slow down thing is telling me to slow down. In this, yes, but it makes a disaster of a mess. So let me tell you, cotton thread is the worst mess in this long arm that I have. It's worse than how my Juki gets really dirty. This thing, I have to sweep out the bobbin casing with every bobbin change. And when I use polyester, I do it the whole entire time I'm quilting, ever. I never have to do it. It out at the end of quilting.
Getting close.
I'm almost to the end.
2 more passes. You'll be done.
Alright. Come on. So I gotta try to straighten this up. I'm getting to the end, so it starts like shifting ever so slightly. There.
Hey, I did for you. Just tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. I can do it, honey. I'm right here, my love. I'm right here.
Alright, we're gonna be yanking this over to baste it just a little bit.
We have to kind of wrinkly right there.
I'm pulling it.
Ooh, it's a big string. I thought it was a thread, but that's needs to be cut right there. Judy asks, what kind of long arm do you have?
It's a King Quilter 2 Elite. It says special edition. I gotta just stop saying it. It's a special edition. I don't know what makes it special. But I don't know. I have no idea why it's a special edition. I just know that that's what it is. And it's an 18-inch machine on a 12-foot. And it's in my garage because it doesn't fit anywhere else. Okay, so I gotta do a little bit of tugging and pulling real quick because I'm gonna have a wrinkle right here.
What type of thread do you use in your long arm? Oh, Mary's asking Teresa, sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna create, see how I'm doing this right here? I need to create a crease because it's starting to get sideways down here at the bottom.
And Judy said thanks for telling her what kind of long arm you have.
if I can't get that to behave. I'm gonna have like a slight, usually I try to stitch down it. Right here should be good. So you guys are gonna see this for the first time. Put the needle down right there, change. I want it to stay right there. You guys are gonna see this for the first time. Hiding my, creating a seam. Just like that. Ta-da! You would never know it's there unless you were me and all of you now.
Little tricks of the trade, huh?
Sometimes they start to sag, and if you can hide it in a fold, then hide it in a fold. That's what I do. And then it looks part of the stitching in the first place.
Maria says, I am impressed. You are a real pro at this.
Oh yeah, I'm not a pro. I kind of like picked up a few things along the way. How I hide to keep things nice and straight. Sometimes it happens. It didn't happen on the other quilt, but it was starting to happen on this one, so I took care of it now. Probably quilting too fast for some of you, but I want to fit it all into one video, so.
Oh, Penny says hi. Hi, Penny.
Hello. Stop real quick. Oh, nope, that just came right out. I like both, honestly, but this will probably be more prominent and look better, cleaner, I guess is the word for it, but I wanted them to be different. I don't want them to be the same, so.
I kind of like this because it looks very puzzly piece. It looks, I don't know.
I'm going around the, right here. Notice I'm pushing down on my quilt in the center. I'm pulling the fabric by pushing in certain areas to tighten it.
Judy asked you to keep your hand on the quilt while you're quilting.
Yeah, because you can see my hand is pushing down on it in some areas to keep from having pucker. So I pull it out of the way and down. I never use two hands on the handle. Sometimes I don't use my other hand, but since I float all my tops, I kind of do. Always use both, like one on and on the quilt.
June likes doing both of them, even the grooves and the meander. What she means. Penny says, I love these quilts. I told the hubby to make a pile for me so that I can make him one. You know, that's cool. Mario says, I love the meander stitch. Teresa says, meander is my favorite stitch. That and feathers. I love doing feathers.
So do I. But even though these are for girls, I tried to keep them manly because they're of their father's shirts. So we're trying to keep the man theme going. So I did not quilt with any kind of girly stuff. I kept it simple, like a man would.
Man.
Well, yeah, gotta think like a man sometimes. I don't know where it went. Oh, it was still stuck to it. That's what it was. All right. 1.5 more passes.
Really? Can't get done in one more? I thought it'd just be one more.
Nope. So I'm gonna make it seem like 2 by halfways, doing my half now and then the full at the end because I'm at the end of the quilt.
Hey, you're at the bottom. You sure you can't do all that in one more pass? Ah! No clippy got stuck.
Cannot do it in one more pass. There's
Okay.
more than 14 inches here.
Okay.
All right, so let me
You know what you're doing.
let me baste down just a little bit. We're gonna do a half of a row.
Penny says men are complicated, Tiff. LOL.
Yep. So are women though.
June says I haven't got the feathers down yet, but I keep working on them. I'm glad you said that on the So Are Women. Well, I just said that. They might have yelled at me.
No. Women are just as complicated.
Judy asks, why do you float your quilts?
Because it's easier for me if I was to lock them up onto the to a bar, then they would shift funny, and or if I had any puckering, it would be harder to quilt out. This way I can yank on things and give it a slight tug and pull to adjust. If it was stuck on a pole, you know, wrapped up on the bar that it goes on, then it would definitely definitely get out of whack more.
So it's just a preference thing. You prefer doing it.
I prefer having it floating, yes. And I'll show you something real quick. Watch this. You guys to see, I folded up that one, right? But here, we're gonna watch out, Scott, because you'll be in the camera way. I'm gonna take you guys out of the holder for 2 seconds so that you can see. So I'm at the end, right? If you stand, look at that. It is nice and straight. Obviously right here isn't like perfect because this is the end in the corner. They never are. But if you run along here, you can see that this runs straight across that bar.
Teresa says it's a lot easier to make adjustments when
Yeah,
you float
see,
your quilt.
I've been adjusting this whole entire time and look at how straight that is. That's the way it's supposed to be. So it comes out right. Once I base this down, it'll be nice and tight, but that's pretty much what happens. All right, so let's put you guys back in the holder. It's gonna wiggle for 2 seconds. Get in there. Put the little anti-vibrate thing back on. All right, and I'm gonna stitch.
I love your little, is that what that is? Your anti-vibrate?
Yeah. Well, it's because
I did not know
it'll
that.
vibrate against the top of
Yes,
this, and it
yes.
makes a weird sound. I can hear it on my replays.
That makes sense. I did not know that.
All right, so I'm
Look
gonna
at
do
you.
a half of a row.
It says, Scott, you look frozen. I don't
He
think
is.
I'm as cold as she is.
I'm freezing too.
Tiffany's
but
definitely cold.
I'm always freezing though.
I have shorts and socks on, so I don't think I have shoes on. I don't think I'm as cold as her.
I have 2 pairs of socks on, plus my big fluffy indoor slipper things on, as well as my fleece pajama pants, and then a tank top and a long sleeve thermal shirt, and I'm out of bobbin, and then my pink jacket thingy or sweater, whatever you want to call it.
Nita says, I know Tiffany is cold.
Yes.
Judy says, thanks for sharing your techniques. I'm so glad I didn't miss this.
Yeah, I'm kind of quick, so the camera goes a little on the. Oh, this is some really loose bobbin. How'd that one happen? Sometimes they don't roll perfectly, so give me 2 seconds to find my little screwdriver.
Want me to get you a little screwdriver?
No, it's
Toolbox
my
right here.
special one. Just out of curiosity, if you guys are having curiosity, here's my bobbin case, right? We're just going to show you guys now while I'm here. I totally have that on like way too long. We're going to snip that real quick. So here's my bobbin. You can see it's a pretty large bobbin. I want it to come to my right hand. I want my bobbin case's opening to sit towards me. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to come down to this notch, put it up in there, and up into that top notch. Then I'm going to place it into my hand and lift. My bobbin casing is lifting up in my hand, but my thread is coming out way too fast. So I need to slow it just a smidge, like literally tighten it just by turning this little screw. Can you see that little screw? I like barely turned it, barely. And that's better. It's supposed to come up in my hand and be perfect, but not lift out of my hand. So that's how you tell if your tension is correct in your bobbin. Every once in a while I have the same as the rest, so I have to actually adjust it. But I check every before I change it anyway. You know, when I'm walking back towards the machine, and then I just reach under here with my fingers and feel for the hole and stick it back in.
June says I'm going to start floating my tops.
Yeah, I find it
does
easier.
make a big difference. Or she said she started floating her tops, and it does make a big difference.
Yeah, it's night and day. When the top is stuck to something, it definitely feels like you're gonna mess up, or it's gonna shift too funny and you can't control it because it's already wrapped up on something, and you have to go and unwrap yourself, and it's just a hassle. I've done it a few times, and ever since then I not to. On my old frame, I used to do it all the time. And then I realized floating was 10 times easier. So I don't do any directions. I just do my own
you
thing.
need to get some hand warmers and keep them in your pocket. You just put your hands in your pocket, warm them up. That's a good idea.
But bad part is I have to keep one hand on the quilt and one hand on the handle. So I can wear gloves in here, but then I can't touch my screen. My screen doesn't like glove touch. But when I'm not on camera, it's okay. I just quilt with my gloves and stay warm.
Try to prove quilting. It's not my thing. You're so good at what you do.
Thank you.
Nina said a hair's lift. Talking about when you're doing the bobbin thing. And Mario said, wow, that's an amazing tip. About the bobbin thing. Yeah. Show tightening it.
Like I said, I rarely have tension issues from the top, only because the bobbin. No, because that's getting sewn as a tag.
Oh, that's
There's
right.
a tag going right there.
Okay, I forgot. It's all right. You called it. I remembered it on
the bobbin casing, when I roll bobbins, that's the only time I really ever have any kind of tension issues is from the darn bobbin. But that's an easy fix. I don't use a tawa gauge or anything like that. There's no need. I do it all by hand, by memory of how it's supposed to feel. Takes some getting used to. So you can see I'm pushing down on the quilt. There's a lot of play right here. And I want all that to lay down nice and flat. It's because there's so much stretchy fabric, even with that interfacing, it tends to just slightly pucker up. That's okay, everything's laying nice. Run my hand along it. Almost done. All right, so my half a row is done. It kind of looked like I did a whole one, but it was only half. Now let's base the bottom and finish the quilt.
You have a...
Oh,
I don't know
that's
where
just
that came from, but...
It came from a pin that broke, probably.
Possibly.
All right, I want to also show you guys how come we lose so much throat space. So I'm going to take you off the mount in 2 seconds. Let me just hook this, my side clamps on real quick before I start basting. I'm going to take you guys off the mount so that you can see why I lose so much throat space. Okay. It's going to wiggle for a second. All right. So we're looking at the frame. Scott, can you turn the big, huge light on? That one, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you see that, guys? Look at how thick. We're going to push the machine towards it so you can see. Look how much space in the throat that already takes. So let's push it this way. And look, that's as far down as I can go because how thick it is. So imagine even if you're using cotton batting, but you're doing a king quilt, you're going to have this same thickness. This is a twin quilt with poly batting, so it rolls up pretty thick and pretty fast. But if you were doing a king quilt with cotton batting, you would already be fuller than this right here.
Teresa asked if you can show your mount. Can you show me your mount?
It is a bicycle holder. So it clips on like on the handlebars of a bicycle. And then this like thing pops. I can't pop it out right now because I'm kind of weak, but this pops out and adjusts. And then it's just a regular cell phone mount. And it has these little hookies and I can turn it. Like I said, it's kind of hard, but it can turn different directions. Like if you were on a, it's supposed to be for a GoPro, but I changed out the tip right here so that it can be for a cell phone instead. So I tried to make it work, but this handle jiggles. And my old mount came off of these, but it broke. So I need to build something new to come off of this. That way you guys are facing in here instead, and there's no more vibration. It would work better that way. But yeah, it's just a bicycle mount.
Teresa says
And I
thanks.
replaced it with the cell phone holder instead of the GoPro holder.
Jaded said smart.
Yep. And then I just slide it in here. You make sure you get the one that goes for your cell phone too, because if it's too small, you won't be able to fit your cell phone in it.
And because I do free motion stipple quilting when I need to do it, but lately I've been doing straight line stitching for the quilts I've been working on.
So now I'm going to go ahead and baste. Oops. Let's match this up. Hold on 2 seconds. I gotta.
Are mine good over here? Did I do it wrong?
You need to align it with my last stitch. That way it pulls the side out.
I thought I aligned it with your quilting.
Nope. My last stitch. All right.
What's this one supposed to be aligned with? Anything?
Oh, it would be where you would want your stitch to stop. He's asking because you guys are probably curious. These things right here, my side clamps. Can you see it? Can you see it? Is it in the screen? So my side clamps, when I hook it to the side of the frame or to the side of the quilt, here's my last basting stitch. I actually want my side clamp to meet up, pulling at that same last basting stitch. That way it straightens everything right back out. If I put it up here, then I'm gonna have a bow. If I put it down here, then I'm gonna have a bow. If that makes any sense at all to any of you, make sure that your side clamps connect at where your last basting stitch is. I guess that would be a pro tip.
Mary says, I'm not a stippler. I'm not loose enough.
I tend to do it really, really tight normally. All right, beyond, down. All right, so now I'm gonna come over to my other end and I'm gonna do my very careful, almost run over my fingers basting.
Get her done, my love. Get her done.
So I'm just gonna baste along the bottom of this quilt now since I floated it the whole entire time. But it doesn't take too long. Just an extra minute. Like I said, I can get this whole thing done in one video. Oops, there. Come on, Dion, right there. All right. Here's the fun part. Watching my fingers.
I remember this from the other night. You did good. Do you want me to hold anything down? I can hold the quilt down. You want me to do that like we did the other night? Oh, come on. You let me help you the other night.
I'm using my boob to push my machine, literally.
They come in handy, don't they?
Yeah, boobies come in handy for something. That way I can use both hands. And it keeps the machine nice and straight because my hands are stopping the machine by holding down here from going any other direction.
You want me to do it?
So
The other night you let me do this.
my boob is actually moving the handlebar.
Okay, fine. The other night you let me hold it down.
I'm also pushing down here so that I can keep everything nice and straight.
Tim says the few times I have quilted on my machine, it's been straight line quilting.
That's all I ever did in the beginning, and squiggles and played with all the decorative stitches on my machines. When I first was learning, that's all I ever did. Until I learned that there was such thing as a long arm and a mid arm. This is the part that takes me forever. Come on.
Vicky says I got 8 full-size quilts to quilt and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Straight line quilting. Now, if you want to get them done quick, just start quilting them.
Michelle says hi, bestie and quilting friends.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Scott. Love you all, she says. Hi, Michelle.
All right. And since I pushed down on these sides, see, I don't have a big bubble right here. I'll just come right up to it. Go back up that way. And then for just because sakes, I go right back the opposite way, making sure it's 100% fully tacked down.
June says I use the wiggly stitch if I do it on my machine.
Just let it base right back to this side again.
In my C machine, I'm not sure if she just means to say my machine or my C machine.
Snip that off. And now I'm going to quilt it and be done when I'm done with it. I got to go back up though on the quilt. Oops, I'm going to cut away this extra batting real
Sewing
quick.
machine, that's what she's saying. She uses the wiggly stitch and she does it on her sewing machine.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm cutting away extra batting so that when I roll it back the opposite way, I will be able to
Why don't you let me
find
do
that
that?
spot. Because I got it. Good.
That was a perfect job for me.
I don't want you to cut the backing accidentally.
Oh, calm down.
Hey, when I first learned, I cut several backings accidentally.
Calm down. I could have done that.
You can just fold it up and go stick it over there.
Mm.
All right, let's finish this up. Oh, wait, let me cut that away first.
Jade said, have you done any paper piecing? If so, any advice for a beginner? Yes, Tiff has done paper piecing. What is your advice?
Make sure that you put it on the correct side of the paper. which is the wrong side. You put the fabric on the wrong side and stitch on your correct printed side. That's for foundation paper piecing, not for paper piecing pictures and things like that. I have some videos on actual paper piecing a pattern. But did you just bump me? You bumping me? You're bumping me.
Sorry, I stepped on the cord. Sorry. I'm glad you know what our typing mistakes and stuff. Not all the time. Sometimes I can figure it out. I ain't that great all the time. Jim says I do straight line too, but like diagonal.
Cross hatching, you mean?
I don't know.
On the diagonal is considered cross hatching. If you go back and forth.
Okay. So Ribbon says wax on the thread helps a lot.
Yeah, for
paper pieces?
Probably. I'm not sure. Not for this though. I wouldn't put wax on the thread for this. So it's got to be the paper piecing conversation.
Okay.
Right there for a second.
Didn't you just do a video
Yeah, that's on foundation paper piecing. Using paper as
book, right?
yes.
Yeah.
She's talking about probably actually paper piecing pictures. That where it's a picture on a piece of paper and you put the fabric on one side, stitch on the line on the other. Or a pattern or whatever, you know. Oh, well then go to my videos. It's very simple.
Yeah, she has a video she did not too long ago where she uses Havasu paper and she shows...
I saw you even had to draw on them and make stars. Make your own design. Stop right here for a second.
She says thank you.
Where did I see that? There it is.
Suburban says
Hand right out.
EPP, it's handwork.
English paper piecing.
Ricky says great job, Tiff.
I'm almost done, but I do have to go back up to the third row, I think. I had an open seam.
Uh-oh, your thingy fell off. Your phone wiggler.
Phone de-wiggle thingy came off. Okay. Probably going too fast for it.
Very soon. Remember to switch backwards. Let's make sure you're covering the printed line. I love it, but haven't done it in a long time. Once you get in the rhythm, it goes fast.
All right, 2 seconds because I need to roll back this whole entire thing so you guys can just view it as it comes around. I gotta find that spot and then.
Hey, real quick. Is this something you have to deal with while it's up here? Or no? Is that normal?
That's the basting stitch. Every 1 inch.
Okay.
All the way
I
around.
was just asking. I didn't know.
Myself bleed. See, that's what happens when you quilt blood.
You're daggone needles. You're always poking.
So if I was a diabetic, I could test my numbers right now.
Yeah. Jim says a plaid finish line. I like that, Jim. That's a good one.
All right, so I'm going back the other way real quick because I need to find that spot.
Do you want me to do the rolling? And you look?
Give it a minute. It's
Okay.
somewhere up by the 43 somewhere.
Keep coming.
It's right. It's between a. I'm gonna leave it loose. That way we can find
There was
it.
a red right near, and it's a blue, like this.
Is it? Right here. There
Yep,
it is.
Yep,
Found
right
it.
there.
All right.
thought it was the blue,
Tell
but
me
no.
when I'm at it. Is it open enough
Yeah,
space?
right here. It's right. I'm pointing at it. My finger's on it.
Okay.
You need these thingies?
Nope. I'm gonna be making a. I have an open seam.
Suburban says don't bleed on the quilt.
I'm not. So I have an open seam right here. Can you guys see that? I didn't mean for that to happen, but I'm going to get rid of it by doing what I do best. Just putting a random stitch from here down to there. Because they will never know why this stitch is on the quilt. And I'm going to stay in the ditch as best as I can. Right there. Come back up. And one more time down. Because I would be doing the same thing if I was on the domestic machine.
Mary says you can use your own saliva to get the blood out if you bleed on it.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, definitely.
Blood's easy to get off.
Oh, I think I'm done bleeding anyway.
I can get you a Band-Aid if you really need, but I think we're about done.
Yeah.
But I can patch you up.
All right, so I just stitched over it. It's in the ditch. Can you really see it?
You didn't let go of the head.
I mean, you can, but they're not going to care because that's how I would have fixed it on the other thing or stitched it by hand, but it's closed. It's sealed. The rest of it's not open.
Looks good.
Good enough for me.
It looks very good. It's
All
not
right.
good enough for you. It's good. No one's going to notice it. It looks like it belongs.
All right, I'm going to take you guys to my favorite part, and then Scott can just film it. You can put that down and use the other camera instead.
Okay.
Right here. To keep myself from poking myself. Okay, we're going for a ride, and Scott's going to hold the camera now.
Where do you want me to stand?
Anywhere you want.
And June says, great job, Tiff.
You guys want to know why this is my favorite part? Because I'm done. That's what this part means. So it's my favorite because it means I am done.
Don't poke yourself again.
I know my pins are going the opposite way. I ran across them going towards
Michelle says, awesome job, Tiffany.
Oh, this is where the head came off of. Let's try to get this pin out.
Do you need help?
So pin head broke off. Slide that on the bottom. I don't have the greatest of pins, but they're cheap, so that's why.
Yeah, we bought them on Wish. We bought a zillion of them for like $1 or
Well,
something.
these butterfly ones actually came from a subscriber, and I just chose to use them out here.
Oh, okay. I know we bought some off Wish though, but that's okay. Our subscribers hook us up too.
All right, here we go. That way you could see it.
Heather
all
says,
the-
now I know how to fix those little mishaps that occasionally happen to us all. You did a great
you know
job,
what? I
Tiffany.
just-
Now you can go to bed.
Who cares if it shows on the back? I've never cared. And it works better if it lands in a different spot. But why does this one seem smaller than the last one?
It seems just same size to me.
Hitting all the boxes.
That's okay.
All right, now I'm gonna pop all these pins out.
Suburban says they will love both quilts. Mary says, I wish I could see their faces when they open their gifts.
I mean, I could ask her if she's willing to be on camera when she comes to pick them up. I mean, that's all I can do.
Mario
is
says
ask.
that's a huge quilt. Teresa says it looks great. And we can ask them.
I'm not sure. Not everybody likes to be on camera. My
Vicky
neighbors
says
don't mind.
more quilt there than you, Tiff.
Yeah. This will wrap around me quite a few times. I could spin in this thing. All right, so let me get it off of here, and then I'll lay it on the frame itself, and then you guys can see it.
And it was originally only supposed to be a full, right?
No, it's supposed to be twin,
Or twin,
but
sorry.
it'll fit on a full. I always make my twins a little bit bigger because I think they lay better.
Well, it's huge. It's like a queen size now, isn't it?
No, it's like a full size.
Okay.
Okay.
We keep skipping and jipping here. I think our internet's not liking us. Penny says, wow, awesome. Feeling after all the work from beginning prep was fun to follow the process.
All right, here. All right.
Don't drop it.
There we go. So it is done.
Jim says, I have some dollar store pins and stuff that may be pinned a while. Don't want good ones tied up. Mario says, wow.
So
David says,
again,
I wonder how my grandmother made quilts completely by hand. I saw her.
I didn't.
But now I change. But now I can't imagine doing it all by hand.
I didn't quilt on this, obviously, but I did quilt in it to hold it down. And then down here, same as the other quilt, which was on the opposite side, I didn't quilt a square amount around the 43 so that I can stitch the tag on. So here's what the quilting looks like in a still shot.
Jim asked, what pattern of quilting on your bonus quilt?
Huh?
What pattern of quilting on your bonus quilt on the other one?
Oh, I'm just going to stitch and flip it around. Here, hold this upside down so I can show what the back
and
looks.
flip it around? What?
I'm just going to pillow turn style it.
Oh.
So this is what the back looks like. Ooh, it looks cool around that 43.
I love that.
You guys see that?
Awesome.
Oh, this one looks probably better than the loop-de-loops around that 43. Look at how puffy, though. It is so soft and puffy. Look at that. This is what she wanted. This is what she's going to get.
Mary says it's very personal. Her daughter lost a dog a few years ago, and the art teacher at the school where I was working painted a picture of the dog for her daughter, and when she saw it, she cried.
All right. I'm going to pick this up off the floor now.
And we're all saying awesome and beautiful.
All
and
right.
It looks great. It's fun doing it by hand.
It almost looks silky now that it's quilted, but yet it's 100%
Heather says it was
cotton.
worth all the hard work, Tiffany. I know they will love it and remember their father. Very nice job. Neat.
All right, so that's that. My messy garage here. So there's that. I think it looks really cool. I'm gonna take it in and I'll cut it tomorrow. I'm not gonna cut tonight. I'm done. I'm done. So I quilted that. Ooh, I went less time. You guys want to know how many stitches are on this quilt? Here, I'll tell you. Just watch the screen.
Good job.
It has 75,952 stitches in it. And it took 55 minutes of the machine running. So I quilted this faster than the other night.
Yeah, your little
My loop-de-loops took longer.
your meander one.
So for those that are curious, because this is a long arm quilting, just so you know, for my personal records, I have this journal that I keep out here. It's not really a journal. It's just a pile of paper. And then I just write in here. There's a couple pages I gotta go. All right. And I write in here. And I'm gonna turn the camera around so that you guys can see what I do. Just so that we could see. Here, Scotty, hold that for a second. I write the date, which I just learned is the 17th, right? So 12, 17, 20. I write client, memory, clothing, quilt, number 2, and I did it in cool gray, and the back is a grayish green.
Grayish, bluish, greenish, yeah.
And
like a sea gray.
I did meander. And it has 75,952 stitches. It is 74 by 92, and it took me 55.30 minutes. So actually, the other night was 55 minutes of the machine running. I think I was just on the video for a lot longer. Maybe that's why. So I put the time and everything. So that's how I do my thing. I just put what they are. So, and then I keep it all in this journal. So I have pages, full pages of quilting.
Jim says you deserve a break. Now go relax.
All right, so there that is. That's what I do. That's how I mark my quilts, I guess. Just in case those of you that wanted to know, because some of you have asked, how do I keep track of the things? There has been quite a few occasions. You can ask God, I forget to write in there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, or I'll reset the monitor thing, and then I'll be like, shit, what was it again? Was it like 38,000 or what was the stitches? Dang it, so.
Mary asked how many have you quilted? Oh my, it's been a lot.
Here, we'll just give you
Yeah, Pink doesn't have near all of them.
no, it's missing quite a few.
Holy cow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
I don't know what to say to that, Penny.
Penny?
That's too much.
Why'd you do that? Thank you.
We don't ask for
I appreciate that.
Holy cow, that's too much.
Aye. That's
I don't know what to say to
fantastic. That's a lot. That's like a whole lot. What did I just say now? I was trying to count, and now you're making me want to cry.
Do you have her email or something? Her address?
I don't know.
She's in Australia. I was gonna say, we'll send you something. You're in Australia, though. It's hard to do. Shipping there's
Just
high.
50.
We'll send you at least a thank you card or something. Good Lord.
171 so far marked down in this book.
171 quilts you've done, but that's not near all of them.
No, that's
only
just
what's in the
since
book.
That's just since. Hold on, now I gotta tell you real quick. And this is just some missing too, but this is since this book. I started this book in 2/3 of 2018. 12/3 of 2018. So pretty much Christmas 2 years ago. That's when this book started. And then I have another book from my old long arm. So yeah, that's how many I've done on this. If you guys want to really know where is it at? Just out of curiosity, if I can even find it. Oh, right here, right there, right there, right there. It's not right there. It's right there. Nope, 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 nope. One of these buttons does it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to tell you now that I'm looking.
Pleasure. She says that's not much in dollars, guys.
All right. Here is my lifetime on my machine.
Everyone is saying wow, Penny, and thank you.
This is how many stitches I've stitched since I've gotten this machine. 10,037,000. Oh, 300. Okay. 10,379,561. I'm trying to read through double screens here with holding it still. So that's my lifetime stitch count. So I've quilted 10 million stitches since I've owned this machine. So that's quite a bit. All right, guys.
Do you have her on Facebook?
Yeah, I have email.
Okay.
Yes, I have email.
I'm gonna get
All right,
address, Penny,
guys.
and send you at least a thank you card. Something.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out, and I am going to get off here. Say hi to Scott. Say bye to Scott, because we're going to go.
Bye. I don't want to be on camera.
He doesn't like to be on camera. I'm going to get off of here
Mary
and
says, wow, that's crazy.
go
Talking
lay
about
down. Yes.
Stitches.
Yes, there's a lot of stitches on here. I got to turn all this off first. I'm going to send Scott in the house with the quilts, and he'll throw it on my table, and
Yes, I do that.
I'm done. Yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Penny, for that. And
Yes, my gosh, Penny, that was too kind of you. Thank you very
I will
much.
see you guys tomorrow sometime, and then I'll finish up by binding the memory quilt singular, because I don't need to show you guys how to do two, because one is already done. And then the other one, we need to frankenpiece some batting.
Yeah, that's what they've been asking. You've been getting some remarks on how to frankenpiece. They
Yep.
like that.
I gotta
that term.
frankenpiece the batting. Hopefully I can. I got to take the brother off the table that it's on and put it on the big table, because it's a disaster to do this, but we'll do it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. If you're new, subscribe, like, share, comment on my videos, and I will see you later. Bye.
Bye.